Mm-hmm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. And today we are back, and it has been a while. And I think I wanted to kind of explain where I've been. So if you want to kind of skip forward to the reaction, please feel free to do so. I'll leave a timestamp below. But a lot of stuff has happened in my life, including a really major change. I lost my grandma recently, and that had taken quite a toll on me mentally and emotionally, and ultimately physically, because I ended up getting sick pretty soon after. And so things have just been kind of rough. Fortunately, I'm doing a lot better now. I'm in a better headspace and better place. But that I had been away for a while, and I think it was important to kind of recover. And I think that I would always recommend that to any of you that are going through something difficult. Take time for yourself, take time to recover, and take time to move to a better headspace, because it is really, really important. And sometimes we overlook that, and that's kind of something that we talk about a lot here, but because it's so important. I'm really grateful to have you all, because it's kind of nice and warm coming back here, knowing that I will be able to spend some time listening to music with all of you, and that has been a comfort. I wasn't up to it for quite some time, all things considered, but I think we're in a better spot now. So this will be hopefully a nice return to some music with Ren and Skinner Brothers, and I'm very excited. I hope that you all are as well. I love you all very, very much. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? Let's go.
Night Jack's on the westway. He fucked up his whole estate. You know he's never saying nothing, cause they keep it in his head till the day he died. It's like I know I'm fucked up, but I never change. I've been bad and I'm still deranged. When I come out of the can, I got the fear and the dread. Quarter in the forecourt, not giving head. Now you're every fucking place I go, every duck cream crack, every watering hole, and then you left me for dead. I was deader than Zen in New Orleans.
Forget about yesterday. Just hold my gaze and separate. Truth hurts, but angels can sing. Blue, green, and pink Heineken.
Yeah, I'll bolt up the M-way, 125 on a slip lane. Cause nothing adds to nothing when nothing's in your head. I hope the feeling's gone.
Wow.
It's like I'm always on top, but I'm never done. Holes in my shit, but it's never sunk. And I don't know how I do it, but I do it in my sleep. Fuck it, I don't think, just blink. But I always bring the soul. Long hair, leather jacket, call it rock and roll. And I don't even mind, cause I ain't got the time to fuck about.
I like that pitch drop a lot. I love that they're at the beach, because that's so symbolic. Whoa. Yo.
I watched the blood run red as an angel's breath brushed gentle down my side. I was left cold in my room to die. Clip my wings, now I can't fly. Tears and sorrow fill the spaces hollow. Blind men lead while the wise men follow. Think for tomorrow, wait for the shade to pass. But the past holds on, but the present goes fast. Won't last, tick tick fade away.
Jesus.
Time don't mind, don't ever wait for no one but death. The cause of rest. When he's said, when he's done, guess I try my best. Yes, yes. I live like I died today, and if I die today, then I live like
just hold my gaze and separate. Truth hurts, but angels can sing.
Oh my god, the strings.
Green and pink Heineken.
Jesus, man. It like we've been saying it kind of as this has been going on, but it was not looking like it was gonna be a happy ending. And like I wouldn't say this is a completely unhappy ending. It is almost so like devoid of emotion that it feels like it's neither happy nor sad. It feels like a void. And I feel like that's kind of the intention here, is that it's you're caught up in this headspace, ironically, when we were talking about at the start, but you're caught up in this headspace of just being broken. And that leads you back to this moment very like just repeatedly, like a cycle. And it's going back, like, first of all, we're gonna get into all of it, but like I love that we end up at the ocean, because if we, like, anyone who listens to Ren knows what that means to him. Water is very symbolic of like troubles and tribulations. And we're back at the ocean, kind of gazing out at this mass of water. And it's like we're kind of faced with these problems. And yet in a lot of these shots at the end here, both of them are kind of just like chilling. And it's because they're so comfortable being in this space of pain and suffering almost, that they're used to it. And it's numb. And that's why this is still like, even at the end, they still have their smile, but it's also symbolic of like, through all that pain, you'll still make it to the next day. It's such a bittersweet moment at the end here, because it is like, you're going to make it through, but this sucks all the way through. And yet you're still going to push past it. And that's kind of like, even at the end, we kind of get the story of more like Ren as an artist, not just in this characterization of Ren, which is super cool too. And we're going to go back and listen to the whole thing, but I really like this song. I really like that the vocals, the female vocals that come in for the chorus. It's simple, it's smooth, it has so much weight to it, and it's perfect for the song itself, which is amazing. But I also really like that we end up kind of like in a vehicle, and is this the same car? I don't know if it's the same. Oh, I actually think it is. But we end up kind of bringing this vehicle along to a bunch of different places throughout the whole kind of, I want to say a movie, because it's felt like a movie the whole way through. And it's like, this is the journey we're on, the life, the path, the road that we're taking. And this is the vehicle that we're moving through it with, but it's symbolic of your life as an embodiment of that, which is super cool. Okay. Let's go back to the breakdown. I also really like that, the timing, like we've gotten an idea of when everything is. And now this is like 5 a.m. is wild. Because like, you know that they haven't just like woken up. This isn't like, ooh, let's get an early start today. This is like you've been cruising through your pain all night, and this is now the dawning of a new day, and yet that stuff is still on your mind. And that's kind of what it feels like when you're going through hardship and suffering. Is like the next day is supposed to feel new and refreshing, but sometimes it feels like the pain of yesterday still just resonates in your mind, and that's what's happening here. The pain kind of carries over, but that's how they're trying to figure out how to move through it, which is beautiful. Okay. And even as we look up at the sky, right, it's like a bleak sky. There's clouds there, but there is a little bit of light, right? Like it's not completely dark. It's not like we're shooting this at night, because right now it's like we're getting that idea that like amidst all this bleakness, there is still that glimmer of hope, and that you get from the sky, but also pink Heineken is in the sky. So it's like that idea that like if you dip back in, you'll be back to feeling a little less pain. And it's almost like it's inviting you in that bleakness that is very glaringly standing out, almost like it's inviting you forward, which is wild.
Now Jack's on the westway. He fucked up his whole estate. You know he's never saying nothing, cause they keep it in his head till the day he died. It's like I know I'm fucked up, but I never change. I've been bad and I'm still deranged. When I come out of the can, I got the fear and the dread. Quarter in the forecourt, not giving head.
I love that, because like we start off with him saying basically, I never talk about the pains that I'm going through. I keep it all in my head. I keep it all inside. And then in a way, he still is, because this is a song that's meant to be like his representation of kind of the thoughts in his head. So it's not really like he's telling anyone, but he's telling someone now. And that's really important, because it's not just in his head anymore. Now it's on paper, it's in a song, it's expressed. And that's the first step towards kind of recovering through this hardship of finding her with someone else, because that's painful. That's betrayal. That is love lost. It's just, it hurts. And of course, that's something that if you're suffering and you've never really shared it before, this is hard to talk about. And yet here we get the idea that not only is he singing it like saying, I don't tell anything to anyone, I keep it all in my head, but then we get that moment of vulnerability, and it's almost like we're taking a step in the right direction, which is beautiful. And maybe that's why we're in this car moving forward still, right? I love it. I love it. Wow.
14, not giving it. Now every fucking place I go, every dark cream crack, every watering hole, and then you left me for dead. I was deader than Zen in New Orleans.
I love that too, because it's like when something terrible happens, it's like no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, if you pause for long enough, chances are your brain and your mind slip you back into the thoughts that hurt. And that's kind of what's happening here. And especially like when you think about in this situation specifically, it's someone that he loved who betrayed him. And now he's probably going to all the places that they went together. And yet now every time he goes there, it's not those shared memories that he's having of joy. It's those shared memories of joy have turned to ash in his mouth, because it's crumbling away, and that's painful. And that's what's making it so hard to talk. It's the ash of those memories choking him up. God damn, it's so good. Oh my God. And then we get that another like invitation of of basically the pink Heineken here. I love it.
Forget about yesterday.
And that pitch down is so perfect, because it's like that's the weight of that memory. Yesterday feels so heavy, it literally drops the pitch with it. And it's like that reminder of how heavy it was, is what invites you to indulge in your vices, to try to get past that. Damn. And we basically personify like the pink Heineken. And by like now it's like, just hold my gaze, just look at me. I'm the only thing that matters now.
Just hold my gaze and separate. True thirst, but angels can sing. And blue, green, and pink Heineken.
Even listen to the music change, like the instrumentation kind of changes. It has a different pace now. It almost like it stops for a moment, and then we breathe in the idea of the idea of the pink Heineken, and probably indulge in that moment. And then all of a sudden the beat comes in a little bit more like drummy. It almost sounds a little more ambitious, a little more upbeat, literally, and that's a result of diving into our vices. I love that, because like listen to the whole instrumentation here. There's not really any drums, right? It's very monotonous almost. And then we slip in, and then we come back with a beat, and it's like it's helping us feel better. And then we get back to that idea, that cycle where like now things slow down again once you stop, and you think again. And that's crazy, man. Oh, jeez.
I'll bolt up the M-way, 125 on a slip lane. Cause nothing adds to nothing when nothing's in your head. I hope the feeling's gone.
I love that. Nothing adds to nothing when there's nothing in your head. It's like you're trying to just send all those thoughts away. That's why you go into those vices. It's you're trying to numb it all away. And so when it is all feeling like nothing, finally that nothing is almost comfortable. That void that we talked about at the when we were kind of analyzing the end here, that void of nothingness is more comfortable than the pain of the sadness that we were trapped in anytime we actually sit and think about that pain. And so this is now better than thinking about it. Wow.
The feeling's gone. It's like
Even his
I'm always
expression.
on top, but I'm never done. Holes in my shit, but it's never sunk. And I don't know how I do it, but I do it in my sleep. Fucked it, I don't think, just blink. But I was
Even that, it's like he's basically saying he's doing it in his sleep, like he's sleepwalking through life now. Because it's like this all must feel like a bad dream, right? And then going back to like dream life, that's a whole other exploration of a topic we could go into. But it's like, yeah, your dream life all of a sudden is now a nightmare, and so that sleep that you were walking, which felt like a dream, all of a sudden now it's turned to this dark moment, and then it's like you're basically saying you're sleepwalking through life. But also on the top of that, like on top of all that, it's like that's what happens if you get trapped in those vices. You're trapped in this vicious cycle of like enjoying the numbness of that void, but that numbness of that void, it basically expands into every portion of your life like a parasite, right? And then everything starts to feel like nothing, and yet still that feels better than going back into that pain. But it's like you're sleepwalking. It's like you're asleep through life, but that still feels better than experiencing the pain of what you're going through. Damn, man, this is such a solid song.
bring the soul, long hair, leather jacket, call it rock and roll. And I don't even mind, cause I ain't got the time to fuck about.
Even that part there is like sometimes, yeah, you bring this version of yourself that's not the real you in that moment. And that's what's happening here. We're covering up the person and the feelings that we have right now, the person that we are, that we're feeling in this moment. We have to put it away because it's not what people expect. It's not what will get me through this moment. And I know I don't have time to mess around. So I got to put on this face and keep walking through life. And that's what's happening here. We're sleepwalking through life with that face on, hoping that it's enough to just get us through the day, because it's basically fake it till you make it. And that's kind of what we're getting at. Wow.
About yesterday, just hold my gaze and separate. Truth hurts, but it feels the same. The blue, green, and pink Heineken.
Listen to oh, sorry. But listen to the way this is building. It's almost like the longer that you put a pin in it, the more it starts to hurt. The more that things start to feel overwhelming and almost insurmountable, but in that way, it challenges you to finally have to deal with it. And that's kind of what we're getting at in this next section. But damn, the way this chorus is built up here is really nice. I kind of want to go back. I also love that he's like falling asleep because it's like they've been going for so long. It's crazy. And we just hear like, and some sounds that almost feel painful. I love that when the strings come in there, it's almost like an instrumental wailing that comes through at first, and it sounds like someone crying out, like wailing in the pain of it all, and then it kind of starts to get focused towards the end where you hear it a little bit better and a little almost more smoother. Listen to that change. It's really, really cool. I like that a lot. Here's like the wailing, and then we start to get a little more focused. Because now we're thinking about it again, trying to move through it.
Red as an angel's breath, brush gentle down my side. I was left cold in my room to die. Clip my wings, now I can't fly. Tears.
Damn, man. And you know, it, like anyone who listens to Ren knows how meaningful that lyric is, because those who have their wings and are allowed to fly are those that are happy and spread that joy to everyone else, and are the ones that have this positive impact. And in his room alone, when he was at his worst moments, he felt like his wings were clipped, and that he would never rise, not only for himself but for those around him in that moment. And that's what he's thinking about in that space where he's on his own. But that's the problem, is he was on his own in this moment where he's basically like feeling the weight of the world. And there's like that old saying of like, many hands make light work. And that's not just for like labor. That's also for emotion and the weight of that. And it's like trapping yourself in your own thoughts. almost makes it even more difficult to get out of it. Not almost, it does makes it more difficult to move through it because it's such a heavy weight that you don't need to bear on your own, but you do it because you think you have to. Because, like he said, his wings were now clipped and he was not able to be the person he wanted to be around, not just himself, but other people. My God.
My wings now, I can't fly. Tears and sorrow fill the spaces hollow. Blind men lead while the wise men follow. Think for tomorrow, wait for the shade to pass. But the past holds on while the present goes fast.
Dude, that's such a bar. The past, like, being just like that weight, it literally drags you down. And yet the present is moving so fast, you're almost like losing track of everything happening in your life. And this is what we were saying earlier, where it feels like you're sleepwalking through life. That's literally what happens. Is like you get trapped in these feelings and they drag your everything down. The person that you are, the emotions that you feel, everything. It becomes a little number. It becomes a little more like a void of what you used to be, which is those hollow spaces that you're now filling with tears, right? And sorrows. And that's like becomes almost your normal, but yet every day still moves forward, right? Days still continue on. You're just not really a part of them anymore because you're living in the past. So the present is going so fast because you're not really a part of it, while the past just seems to move, just always be there, like this ominous presence following you around that makes you feel like it's still there all the time. Jesus. Okay.
Past holds on, but the present goes fast. Won't last. Tick, tick, fade away. Time don't mind, don't ever wait for no one but death. The cause of no rest. When he's said, when he's done, guess I try my best. Yes, yes. I live like I died today. And if I die today, then I live like I died today. My self-made shallow grave.
Bro, it's such a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, I'm going to live like I'm always on the edge, be like, I'm going to die tomorrow. And yet that might be what ultimately does you in. And then it's okay because that's what you were living like anyway. So you were right, but you weren't right. You drove that to be right. Right. And then that's almost like just this tragedy. It's almost like a Greek tragedy in and of itself of like, in the moments where you could have pushed forward, you allowed yourself to believe that forward was this one path. And in this case, we're talking about vices, but just like choices that you make that are poor choices. Even like this could almost, we could replace this whole idea with that, or these two individuals with the character that the girl was playing in the other videos, right? And it would still drive home kind of what she's going through, because it's like, if you get trapped in your past and then you dip into these vices, or you deny yourself the emotional progression through those moments, and you kind of live out your life almost like raging, and in the hopes that, you know, you can live life in a fun way because that's what you feel like would help you, even though it's not really helping you because you're not really progressing, then ultimately it leads you to your downfall. And your downfall is a result of something that you kind of brought upon yourself by not actually visiting those emotions and dealing with the problems and going through the issues that you're feeling in that moment. And so, yes, in a way, you're living like you're going to die today because you might, but that's because you chose not to live through your, like, kind of move through those emotions in the past that you had so that you can progress to the future and not just always be thinking about today and making today feel good. Damn, man. Holy.
And when the time comes, I will die with a smile on my face.
Forget about yesterday. Just hold my gaze and separate.
I love this like crackling radio sound we're getting because it makes it feel retro, doesn't it? It makes it feel a little old school again. And that's not just like sonically a cool choice, but beyond that, it's also like, yeah, we're resorting back to our old habits. We're going backwards in time to where we were at before. It's this cycle that keeps repeating. And that's such a great way to kind of show it. It's the idea that now it's like times have never changed. We're just like we were before. Trapped in this moment, trapped in this pain, trapped in this sorrow. And we're trying to find a way to numb it. So we go back into the cycle.
Separate. Truth hurts, but angels can see.
And these strings.
Green and pink Heineken.
I love that we're left on almost like a crescendo of the strings, because it's like now we don't know what's going to happen next. Do we enter the cycle again where you could basically just rewatch the videos from start to finish, or do we progress to something different? Does life change? And because almost at the end here, we lost the drum beat in the chorus because now it doesn't feel as hype. Maybe now we're starting to really think about all those moments that have led up to this point. And this is what this reflection is right here. They're looking out at the ocean, considering everything and actually taking the time to reflect. So maybe this leaves us with that little bit of hope that we talked about at the start, where there's a little bit of light shining through the clouds. Maybe this is that moment that pushes us forward to actually progress through what we're dealing with rather than just neglect it and put it in the background. Wow. Wow. What a journey this whole like series of music videos has been, and what a great kind of culmination to end off on it, because it is really ambiguous, and I think that's a perfect choice. I think that's amazing because we can kind of fill in the rest for ourselves. And it's what's even kind of more amazing about this is that, like, depending on who you are, depending on what you've experienced recently, will change how you perceive this ending. And it really does allow you to kind of create your own art from the ending of this music video, and kind of dive into what you're going through and how you're experiencing things and what you might need to like revisit. Or it might give you that hope that, like, I've pushed past this moment. I am now in a better space. I am not gonna, if I was to be faced with this, I wouldn't slip back into my old habits. So now I'm in a better place. And so it gives you a lot to kind of chew on and reflect on. And depending on who you are, depending on what you've experienced recently, you're going to get a different ending for the song, which is beautiful. I think that's so amazing. And I think that's what art really is. It allows the person who made it to present their own creativity and their own experiences, and allows a person viewing it to kind of experience it through their life and through their lens. And it changes what they perceive, which is brilliant. Wow. This was amazing. I wasn't expecting anything less. I was obviously like, they killed it every song so far. Why would this be any different? And it wasn't. It was different in the way that it was fantastic. And again, a completely different sound from the other music that we've heard. But each song has been such a brilliant piece of music and visual art. And this was no less. Wow. Just wow. I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. We're actually almost at the end of the year. That's kind of crazy too to think about. Love you all very much, and I will see you on the next one.